All right, y'all. So I'm recording from my camera there, and I'm also recording on my screen here, there, here, there, here. Anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. I have it pretty cool. I don't know if I can show you. Let me see if I can show you how I'm recording this. I think this is pretty cool. Hold on. I'm gonna film. So I have my, look where my camera's at, dude. My camera is literally sitting on top of my speaker right now. Isn't that cray? That's cray. And I'm right here. Ah! Anyway, I don't know why I did that. That's stupid. Okay, so, all right. In this video, we're gonna go over reason for absolute newbies, and basically what we're gonna do is act as if you open this file for the first time. Okay. Obviously, yours is not gonna look like mine, but we're gonna go ahead and minimize it and make it exactly the default template that opens up for you guys. And what we're gonna do, really simple, is go over the user interface, where things are at, how to open it, how to hide things, how to locate stuff on your computer, and what the heck is what. Okay, real simple. We're not gonna go over actually making music or anything like that. If you guys are interested in anything a little more advanced, I do have tons of dumb freestyles. You'll see them, they're called Making Music from Scratch in Reason 11 and whatever freestyle it is. And basically that's me journaling. All right, long story short, basically I hit the record button and I make something from scratch. Sometimes I have commentary in there and I explain what I'm doing. They're usually long format, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And if you want to pick through that, there's a lot of good little nuggets that you guys can learn. There is many different ways to skin a cat. By no means am I a super producer. I have a little small bedroom. I do this for fun. If you can learn something, you can learn something. That's simple. Okay. The other thing is, if you go through my YouTube channel, I have a tips and tricks playlist. I'll put a link up here. Up here? Yeah, up here. I'll put a link there. And what that, I have some cool tips as far as sequencer tips, how to create your own template, and I even have some downloads. I even made one where I created a whole song from default sounds and default sounds and default instruments that come with Reason 11. And I made a whole song, even mastered it and everything. Not, super Grammy award-winning mastering, but you can see the process. And I have that as a download in the link in the description, so you can kind of deconstruct that, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Without further ado, let's get into the program and get to it. All right, so here we are. All right, when you open it up, it's gonna look like this, with the exception, it's gonna give you 4 send effects on here. So just disregard that. And then I have my voice over here that I need to speak. All right, so first thing I want you to recognize is that you have 4 windows open now. You have this browser up here on the top left. And these bubbles you can collapse, okay? The shortcut for that is F3. Okay, F3. This is where you browse all of your instruments and your effects. So if you click on this instruments, you have all your instruments here. Effects, you have all your effects. Utilities, you have all your utilities. And players, you have all your players that you have. Okay. Then you have your Reason sounds. And this is just categorized by the type. And in here it includes stock instruments. You see how in this Reason sounds you have different sounds, different bells and stuff like that, but they include different instruments that come with Reason. Okay, so this is just a general, I'm looking for a pad, and it'll give you pads in all instrumentation that Reason offers. Okay, then you have factory sounds, and this is where you can manually select, I want a sound for the Kong patch, and you come in here and you have different sounds for just specific for that Kong. They also offer this new drum supply that have just different sound effects, just different sound wave files and such like that. So you can drag those into samples. And then this is where you can locate your sounds from your computer. My name is Alexis Sofield. So if you click on Alexis Sofield, it goes to my actual computer, and wherever you have your files stored, your samples and whatever, that's where you would locate it. I have mine, it's called Sound Design, and in here I have my samples in here and different patches, so you can organize that how you see fit. Now the next tab is where it says rack. You see rack? The shortcut for that is going to be F6. You hit F6, you have the rack. This is where you literally put you build your rack, so to speak. So if I wanted a piano, just literally drag this piano and bring it in. It'll automatically create a piano. And you have your mix channel up here. These blocks are called mix channels. And your instrument is plugged into this mix channel. I go into further detail on the mix channel and the routing. I'll put a link up here. Now, mix channels will create, if you go to F5, which we're going to talk about our next window, which is down here, mixer. If you go to F5, that's a shortcut for that. It created a radical piano right here. That's this one here, okay? That is your mix channel. Whenever you have a mix channel, it creates this mix channel, this SSL strip, okay? I go into further detail on the routing, like I said, in that YouTube channel. The next one is down here where it says sequencer. That is how you sequence your tracks. And the shortcut for that is F7. And that is where you come up in here and you create your MIDI information, you record. Let's say I hit the record button and I hit record and I start recording. And that's where that information comes in. And this is how you build your song. You could take it, copy it, delete it, slice it up, double click inside of it, move stuff around. So this is the clip right here. You can come in here, move stuff around, edit each MIDI note information. And that's what the F7 sequencer window. So to recap, F3 for your browser to select your instruments and your effects, F5 to get to your mix channel, F6 to get to your rack, how you build it, F7 for the sequencer. All right, and this is how you build your song. Let's talk a little bit about F6, which is your rack window, okay? You ask yourself, why do you even need this? Well, let's say this radical piano right here, which if you want to select it, you have to select it and make sure this arrow's triggered or highlighted so then you can activate your keyboard, whatever MIDI keyboard you have. Okay. Let's say you want to add like an effect on there. So you take an effect, and this is why I love Reason, because in other DAWs, it's just basically, it looks like this mix channel, and then you would take your effect and you drag it in there somewhere in the insert. But this Reason, what I love about Reason, it's very visual, and it helps you kind of understand routing and cabling. So if I wanted this scream distortion on the piano, I literally grab it and drag it underneath. See where the plus sign's at? You let go, it'll automatically route. If you hit the tab button, you can see what I'm talking about. So the radical piano is outputting information, is going then into this scream, and then out of the scream goes back into this input. So if you wanted to add, let's listen to what that sounds like first real quick. Let's change it around. All right, let's say you want to add an echo. You literally drag this, and look what happens next. It goes then from the scream into the echo and then back up. This is how you build your sound, okay? So now you have an echo. Okay, and it's that simple. All right, those are mix channels. Okay, now what other channels do you have? You have mix channels, and then you have an audio channel. Where my voiceover is at, that's an audio channel. The only difference is audio channel has this little input here, and it allows you to input from your audio interface, and that's where you find up here. If you go to utilities, you have your audio track and your mix track. Audio track, mix track. Other than that, they act the same. And then your F5 is your mix channel, and this is where your SSL, this is where you can EQ and have different effects here, okay? Starting from the top. I won't go over this in detail right now, but I do go over it in a YouTube channel, a YouTube video. I'll put a link up here where you can see that. But I go over this extensively. And that's how you manipulate and compress and control your dynamics with the mix channel. Then you have your F7, that's a sequencer. I do have some other videos on this. F7. So one cool little trick is if you hit F5 and F6 at the same time, you'll have both windows open. Okay. And that works with everything. If you hit F6 and F7, you have both of those windows open. If you hit all three, you'll have all three open. If you hit them all again, nothing happens because I'm an idiot. But you can have just one F5, which is a mix channel. You can have one F6, which is a rack. You can have one F7, which is a sequencer. You can have the rack and the sequencer, which is F6 and F7. You can have the mixer and the sequencer, F5 and F7, hit them together, and you have both. Okay, so yeah, that's it in a nutshell. As far as down here, that was as far as the three main windows here. Now, down here, let's talk about on the bottom here. You have your stop, your play, your record button. You have your click, your tempo, your time signature, and that's the only thing I mess with. You have quantize during recording. You can set this where it automatically quantizes and it snaps the MIDI information to the nearest grid, and you can determine what that grid is by the resolution here. You set your tempo here. You can adjust the volume of the click. If I hit the play button, you'll hear the click. If I deactivate this click, you won't hear the click as it's playing. You can have a pre-click where it clicks before you actually play. Oh, hold on. That was stupid. Oh, you have to hit the record button. If you hit the record button and you have the pre-click rolled, it'll click before it actually starts recording. Here it goes. And then now it's recording. What else? This table here obviously tells you the time and also the bar that you're in. Your time signature, not time signature, but where you're at located. And up here in the F7 window, you have your left and you have your right. That's your loops, okay? I go over this pretty good on my tips and tricks on sequencer. I'll put a link up here in the description for that. But that is the main overview of what these windows are. The big four: F3 browser, F5 mixer, F6 rack, F7 sequencer. All right, I use those three all the time. In fact, F3, I leave this open all the time, depending how big your screen is. But I leave the browser open all the time because I use that all the time. And I typically write music like this with F6 and F7. And then I'll just go back to F5 and just do this, mess around, then go back to F6 and F7 and keep building my sound and recording. And yeah, I think I covered most of it. But yeah, that is just a basic overview on Reason 11 and what you're looking at. Bye. All right, so there you have it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. If there's anything you want me to cover specifically that I don't have on my YouTube channel, ask me, drop a comment below, and then I'll see if I can make a video like that. As you guys know, some of you don't, but I'm really busy. I got a lot of stuff going on, so it's really rare for me to actually make a video like this. I wish I could. I wish I could do this full time. I love it, but I make no money doing it, but I love it. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye, Felicia.